What's going on YouTube? Drew Nelson here again doing another dip review for you guys. Today, beautiful Sunday in Columbia, South Carolina. Led off the day, went to Starbucks, felt really fucking hipster and then realized I hated everybody in Starbucks. Because I feel like everybody at Starbucks just like sits there and like pretends to be sophisticated. It's like, yeah, well, yeah, it's philosophy, and I fucking hate those kind of people. So, yeah, went there. But anyways, today I'm going to be reviewing Kayak Peach, lesser known brand. We definitely do not get this in Colorado. It is a rare brew, if you will, and not even rare. Like, it's rare in the West. It's like commonly, I mean, it's like some of the cheapest shit you can buy down here. But yeah, I figured I saw it and I was just like, like, and my fucking dip senses like went off, and I was like, I've never like seen that kind of can before, and I thought it was something else. Like, I've tried peach before, but it must have been in like a different can, or maybe I just like didn't realize it or something like that. But yeah, so beautiful fucking neon orange can that just screams, take a dip out of me. Like, please open me up, please take a dip out of me. So that's what we're gonna do today. I hope you guys watched some of the SEC this weekend. If you have Y chromosomes and you didn't watch football last night, you're really, I mean, you're not even a man. Like, let's face it. Bama LSU game was fucking ridiculous. Mainly because I thought LSU had it on lock, and then all of a sudden, like, the game was over, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, Bama won? Holy shit. So, anyways, let's go ahead and yeah. So, USC, obviously, the Gamecocks had a bye week this week, which was fucking good because we needed to recover. Like, our whole team is like the fucking sisters of the poor. Like, Connor Shaw is walking around with like a fucked up foot. Lattimore is obviously like, done for the season. Although I did tell everybody, and everybody kind of knows now, that his injury wasn't as bad as it looked. And it looked fucking awful. Like, when I saw it on TV, I was just like, like fucking everywhere. But so he might actually like come back next year, and the reason I think that he might actually like come back and like be pretty sick is I think they were gonna do like a medical red shirt or something. Like, it was some equivalent to like a red shirt that they would do for his senior year. And it had something to do with medical, or maybe it was academic or something like that. But they would do it so that he could come back then as pretty much like a fifth-year senior and just like dominate. Or, I mean, I guess he could go to the league too, which I hope to God he makes it to the league, man. Because, like, some guys like fucking, you look at like some college football players, and like some of them are like, fucking assholes. Like, and that's like not general. I mean, just like, if I were a fucking sick at football, like, and I played for a really sick school, like, I'd probably walk around like I own the fucking place too. But like, some of them are just fucking dicks. Like, but then you get like, a dude like Lattimore, who is just like, he's very well spoken. Like, he's fucking smart. Like, he works his ass off in the classroom and in the weight room and on the field. Like, this dude, someone was telling me, like, and it's probably just a rumor, maybe it's not true, I don't really know, but if it is true, fucking props to Lattimore. Someone was telling me that he, like, was already, even, before his injury, he, like, already was unsure about going to the NFL, and he wanted to be, like, a youth pastor instead. Like, fucking props to Lattimore, dude. Holy shit, like, that takes balls. And he's actually got, like, he's a business major, I think. So, I mean, at least he's, like, smart enough to make it through our business school, which is, like, it's pretty tough. But, like, he's smart enough to make it through our business school. Like, he obviously, has more to fall back on than, just football. So, if he doesn't go to the league, then, he'll still be all right. That kind of makes me, want to, like, I guess, one of the things that I was, like, thinking about, I was like, goddamn, like, think about, and like, I read an article about this like about a week ago, but think about NCAA athletes, and like, they're, dudes like Lattimore, who just like, work their ass off, like, they pretty much sell their soul to the school so that they can, like, get a scholarship and, like, hopefully get a deal, hopefully, like, go to the NFL, all that kind of stuff. But if you think about just how many, like, college athletes get fucked over by their schools. Like it's unbelievable. Like if you think about like Christian Leitner, right? Everybody's seen the film of like Leitner, you know, getting the pass, the fucking full court pass, and like turning around and hitting the jumper and like, you know, winning it. That like the university gets a royalty like every time that's shown. And when you sign like, you know, your letter of intent to go play college, you know, basketball, football, whatever, any college sport, when you sign your letter of intent, you pretty much sign away like any claim to like, you know, videos or pictures or like, you know, royalties like that you can get from that. So like, you know, Leitner doesn't get a fucking dime out of that. Like the school just gets fucking all of it. And like the school obviously has like enough fucking money already, especially Duke. Like fuck, you know. Like I'd hate to see it like to the point where Lattimore, you know, doesn't get a fucking penny out of like, you know, anything. And like, I mean, granted, our mayor just made his birthday actually like Marcus Lattimore Day, so like that's fucking sick. Like I wish I had a day. I don't have a day. It's just always fucking dipping day for me. So but like, you know, Lattimore got his own day, like which is tight. But yeah, I hope that, and I know that we will, because our like university is really good about, you know, community and like all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, we'll definitely like back, you know, Lattimore up, like, you know, wherever he goes, because that dude is a fucking here, like he is a god down here, and it's like, and it's well deserved too. Like he is fucking hardworking. Same thing with Bruce Ellington. One of my buddies is in a class with Bruce Ellington, and like Ellington, obviously, like a two-season athlete. Like he plays football and basketball, and he could probably easily be center field for our baseball team too. Like he could easily do that. He's a fucking freak, like athletically. But I guess he was like, one of my buddies was in class with Ellington, and he like looked over and he saw Ellington like scribbling furiously like away or something like that, and he was like, oh, Ellington's probably just like, I don't know, making fun of people or like doodling or some shit. And like, no, Ellington was fucking like furiously scribbling down notes like on organic chemistry or, you know, whatever the fuck it is. So like, you know, props. It's easy to fucking cheer for like those kind of athletes, like, you know, the ones that are like don't take themselves too seriously, but like at the same time they work their asses off and like, you know, they're sick as fuck at whatever sport they play, but they also like, you know, get it done in the classroom. Like that's always kind of driven me insane. Like especially in high school, like, you know, some of my friends like, you know, love them to death, but like they went to go like, you know, play baseball, you know, at like a community college or like a technical college or, you know, something like that. And like when they easily had the grades to like, you know, at least go to like Colorado State, like Boulder, you know, someplace like that. And like they fucking, you know, they go and play like 2 years at, you know, Colby Community College or, you know, something like that. Like what the fuck does that give you? Like if you're not playing at D1, like at a D1 school, you're probably not good enough to like go to the league, you know, like to go pro. Like, and that's just like the fucking truth. Like I know there's exceptions, of course. Like you look at Dan Ugla. Dan Ugla played for like fucking however long, like 100 years in the minors, and then he like finally got his shot, and like, you know, he's fucking sick. So like there's obviously exceptions, but I don't know, that shit's always just like driven me insane. So um, anyways, back from the tangent, onto the Kayak Peach. Kayak Peach is, if I had to compare it to Skull Peach, definitely not as peachy. That's probably just because Kayak like isn't the best quality tobacco. Like everybody knows that. But it actually is like, it sits in your lip pretty comfortably. Like I'm pretty satisfied with it thus far. That and the can looks fucking cool. Like, you know, that doesn't have any bearing on how the dip tastes, unfortunately, but the can looks fucking sick. So, you know, take that into account. I'd say like because it's cheap and everything, like it's probably a good buy. Like if you're strapped for cash. I had a buddy last year. The first time I tried this was last year actually, because I had a friend on that lived on my hall, you know, freshman year, and we just like always bummed dips off of like one another. And so I bummed a peach off of him, and like it was pretty fucking good. Like some of the Kayak fruity flavors actually like are pretty good. Like they're flavor wise, they're on, you know, the same level as Skull, I think. Skull is probably like a little longer lasting. Like the peach here, I'm already kind of starting to like lose the taste of the peach, and it's more just kind of like dip now. So would I say that you should like buy it regularly and dip it regularly? If you're homeless, yes. You should also like drink Burnett's too if you're homeless. Um, but I could go like buy a bottle of Burnett's right now with like the change in my fucking car. Like, you know, same thing with Kayak Peach. Like if you're just fucking scrounging around in like the center console of your car where like, you know, all your shit just goes, you like throw traffic tickets and like change and whatnot in there. Like, scrounge around, get some change, go buy yourself a can of Kayak Peach because it's probably, if you're looking for like a fruity blend, it's going to be probably the best quality fruity blend, you know, tobacco that you can get for that cheap. So I mean, overall flavor wise, I'd probably give it like a, you know, 7 out of 10 or something like that. Can aesthetic, just because I think this is fucking sick. I give it a 10 out of 10 for the fucking can. Like, it's not as, you know, sturdy looking as a Coke can. Like, if you take a Coke can and, you know, it's got like there's like a can of Southern Blend, right? And it's got like the metal ring around it, you know, it looks like really fucking sturdy and everything. This just looks like cheap as fuck, but like, you know, it looks cheap as fuck. Like, that's why it is cheap as fuck. So, overall rating, I'd probably give it like a 5.5 or a 6 out of 10. That's a pretty fucking arbitrary rating, but yeah. So texture-wise, I'm actually really fucking satisfied with it. You know, it's not like Grizz. Like I've said like a million times before, Grizz fucking rips up your gums. Like, it is awful. But it gives you a good buzz. Kayak actually gives you like a semi-decent buzz, and like I took, you know, a pretty decent size, you know, dip of this. And it's still like, you know, I can feel a little bit like it just like, oh, hey, it's like creeping up on me a little bit, but then it just kind of like, you know. So yeah, that's about it for the Kayak Peach dip review. Let's see, other stuff in SEC football, other stuff in the world. Election day is in 2 fucking days, and you better believe that I'm voting Obama out of office. And it's not because I'm like fucking America, like Obama's a communist, you know, like all that kind of shit, like whatever. People who like Obama's a communist, like he wants to fuck up America. Like, no, he doesn't want to fuck up America. He's just like, he wants to, like, he's just taking us down a path that like is anti-small business. And like, as the son of a small business owner, like, you know, if like, you know, my dad didn't own a small business and like he didn't run his own small business and everything, I probably wouldn't be at fucking South Carolina right now. Like, you know, granted I got a scholarship, but it's still like pretty fucking expensive. But like, business is like the backbone of everything. It all starts with like commerce, getting people jobs, getting people like goods and services, and like quality goods and services for like a good price. And that doesn't come from, you know, fucking government mandating over everything and like controlling everything. No, that comes from like individual people being like entrepreneurial and fucking, you know, thinking about that shit and then, you know, making it happen. So I think Romney definitely, with his business background, especially at Bain, and like, say whatever you want about Bain, but Romney fucking made them profitable. He made them like, you know, one of the most prestigious consulting firms in the world. Like, it's right up there with fucking McKinsey and Boston Consulting Group and, you know, all that. So obviously something that he was doing was working. So I trust him in the White House. I trust Paul Ryan in the White House, definitely. That, and I don't know, about, like, as I've said before, like Obama and Biden, like, they just come off as fucking dicks to me, man. Like, if you watch the debates, like, you know, Biden's a fucking asshole, and like, so is Obama, and like, they just make fucking sly remarks and shit, and I don't know, that really fucking bothers me. So that's why I'm voting Romney Ryan. So hope you guys enjoyed the review. Kayak Peach, again, a buy, definitely worth a buy, definitely worth a try. Probably not something that I would dip regularly if I had the money for Coke, you know, on the reg, but that's just my opinion. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later. Got some shit to do, so I should probably get on top of that later.